just so you're aware.
Time remaining 5 minutes. Motor armed and beam. Be careful.
All right, this is the remaiden of the T-28 Carbon Z Trojan. Had to problem with the gear. Had to replace the nose gear with an older gear from an older T-28 Trojan. Had to redo the wiring. Put in a new E-Flite Y harness for the gear because the gear wouldn't, I kept having intermittent signal. One gear would go up, one gear would go down. They wouldn't sync, or they just failed completely. And so I ordered a new Y harness from E-Flite. They sell it specifically for this plane. And that seemed to have really taken care of all the reliability issues so far. I tested at the house multiple times. Gear going up and down with no issue, doesn't seem any problem with the you know, signal or power. I also replaced the ESC, put an Aviation Smart 100 amp Aviation ESC in there, and then just rebounder and redid everything. So using my old profile, but everything else rebound. So left, up, down, right, left. All right, so it should be okay otherwise.
Flap retracts tucked away.
There goes the retracts. Oh yeah, and I'm filming with Luna, my robotic camera. Just so you're aware.
Time remaining 5 minutes. Gear down and ready to land.
Going to do a lot of landings working this gear out. Got a little bit of a rain, but not bad. Just real super light.
Landing flaps. Flaps up. Retracts tucked away. Landing flaps.
Big beauty.
Flaps up. Gear down and ready to land.
All right, let's take off again. Like I said, I got to do a lot of takeoffs and landings. Okay, here we go.
Flaps up, retracts tucked away.
I'm running a 5000 G2 smart battery. Beautiful plane.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Take it up now.
ESC 21, 61 volts. Gear down and ready to land.
All right, let me make a gear pass and then we'll land it and go over the flight.
Landing flaps.
All right, not where I wanted to land, but I have to land at an angle. Well, you know what? We'll do one more takeoff.
Takeoff flaps.
Take off from right there.
Flaps up. ESC 21, 49 volts. Landing flaps.
There, that's what I was looking for right there.
Braking.
All right.
Flaps up.
Let me get turned around. It's actually starting to rain a little bit, so we're going to have to get out of this rain. All right, we're going to stop right there.
Motor off and safe to touch.
And let me go underneath the cover and we'll go over the flight. All right, according to telemetry here, everything's wet because I had to get out of this rain. We still have a minute, 2 minutes of flying, but it's starting to get too bad of flying or too bad of rain. So according to this, battery's not showing anything. Well, you know what? Now I rebound and I restart. I never set up the telemetry, so no idea. So I had to check it the old-fashioned way. Let's do that real quick before we go any further. Like I say, oh shoot, I forgot. I have a G2 battery and I don't have that checker or that adapter with me, so I have no idea how much is left. I don't have the adapter to check it with. So anyways, so we won't be able to show that, but we can go over our rates and everything that we just flew. So I have no idea how much is left in the battery. What I'll do is when I get home, I'll check it and I'll put it in the description of how much was left in the battery. Okay, my rates I just flew in were 100% throws with 30% expo on ailerons, elevator 100% with 30% expo, and rudder 100% but with 40% expo. All right, now flap settings, there is a small amount of mix. Flaps up, negative, 100%, nothing. Takeoff flaps are 0% with a 10% down elevator mix. Oh, I'm probably talking too loud, aren't I? And landing flaps are 100% with a 20% down elevator mix. 2-second deployment on that. Okay, forward programming. My AS3X sent the gains I just flew in. Let me capture those real quick. Okay, roll pitch and yaw, 11, 14, and 17. But there's like no wind. There was no wind out there, so I may redo it. My priority all at 140 on roll pitch and yaw. Stop lock all at 35 on roll pitch and yaw. Gain and one-time gains. Showed you my flap settings. Real quick, I've had nothing but nightmares with the landing gear on this intermittent signal. One would work, one wouldn't, one would go down, one would not, this, that, and the other. And so to that end, I actually was going to give up on the plane. I've tried putting a free wing blue box in there. Did not work. In fact, it made the problem worse. But then I started looking on parts online on this, and E-Flite offers this three-way connector that looks a lot beefier than the one that came with it. The one that came with it, that were all three gear connect to one to the signal, was actually quite flimsy and had small wiring. I mean, very thin gauge wiring. And the one they sell is much beefier, much beefier. And I put that in with the stock ESC. Actually had no problem at all, none. But I wanted a better, and it went up and down reliably like 30 times at the house. And then I put in 100 amp ESC, Aviation Smart ESC, because I just wanted I had an extra one and I figured I was going to use it, so I put it in here. And I want to show you my setup now. I'm usually not big on making sure my wiring's good, but this particular setup I really did. I'm going to grab the camera now and we're going to focus in on my setup now. Okay, if you look, that's let me back up a little bit. That's the G2 5000. That's the Aviation ESC, and I have it actually bolted to the front of the wood tray. Actually have it screwed in and actually have no problem whatsoever with it. That's where I put the 5000, and I've got no problem with CG. She balances perfectly right there. I tacked down all my wiring, actually glued in zip ties to where it stays out of the way. And then if I can show you this, I put in that's my receiver I put in. It's the same stock receiver that comes with it. I just rebound it, but can't find that. Well, anyways, it's in this cluster of wires. And it's a very thick gauge, kind of like these dynamic thick connectors have these really thick gauge. It has very thick gauge wiring. In fact, there it is right there. And it's just very thick, lot thicker than what came with it. And they just seem to be, I don't know if there's like a circuit board in there or something, or just the way they're connected, but I've absolutely had no problem with the gear since then. Absolutely working great. So, alrighty, well, there you go, folks. That was my rainy day flight with our remaiden with some new electronics and new equipment in my E-Flite Carbon Z T-28. And I wish this rain would stop so we can keep flying, but that's Florida. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes or go across the street. So, all right, God bless y'all, Jesus Lord, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.